BNY Mellon, the world's largest custodian bank with over $40 trillion in assets under management, announcing in February they are moving into crypto by offering custody services for institutional clients. And it likely won't stop there. America's oldest bank is also eyeing lending and issuing digital assets like tokenized securities. And joining us now to discuss is BNY Mellon Global Director of Digital Assets and Blockchain, Lory Kehoe in Dublin. Welcome, Lory.
Good morning. Great to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. Great to have you here. So perhaps you can start by giving us an explainer of BNY's plans in the crypto space. What led to this decision and how has it been in the works?
Sure. And look, in many ways, the answer to that question is simple for us here at BNY Mellon, and that is that we are driven by client demands, client needs, and how best we can serve those. So 3 quick points to share is that the first point really being that over the last 12 and 18 months, we're seeing a material amount of interest in relation to digital assets from asset managers, from asset owners and corporates across all lines of business within the bank. So that really is a big factor for us to look at the area very seriously to ensure that we continue to meet our clients' evolving needs. The second point, I guess, is in relation to why BNY Mellon specifically. And a big part of that is our clients are looking for a trusted partner to go on their digital assets journey with. And they're choosing to, I guess, go with us. We've been in the banking game and custody game for over 200 years. So hopefully we're fitting that bill. I think another key point in relation to this as well is our focus on our risk principles and also in relation to our risk frameworks. And then another key point is our laser focus on regulation, which is absolutely critical in terms of what we do across the bank as a whole. Mm-hmm. And I think at a macro level, what I would say is that within BNY Mellon, our focus on digital assets is very much looking at digital assets as evolutionary rather than revolutionary.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder about the challenges in making that transition, because BNY is the oldest bank in America. It's based on older technology. How are you making, what are some of the challenges in making the transition?
Yeah, look, I think, for any entity like us, moving into new areas takes a lot of consideration. I think what we're doing and what we're doing very well is we're being very thoughtful in everything that we do. So first and foremost, we listen to our clients, and then we look at our risk principles, risk frameworks, and we look at the regulation, and we move forward on a very deliberate basis.
I say that, Lory, just because there are people who work in banks who are very frustrated by the old and antiquated technology, and some suggest it needs to be torn down and rebuilt from scratch. Would you agree?
No, look, I think we have a lot of very strong technology platforms in the bank, which we're leveraging and we're building on top of. So it's not a case of throwing everything out and then bringing in a new system. I think, look, there are new technologies that we're looking at and that will integrate. So the way the bank looks at technology is very much on an ecosystem basis. What are the partners out there that have great technology that are in the digital asset ecosystem that we need to work with and integrate into our existing solutions to meet our clients' needs? So that's really the way we look at the evolving technology landscape in relation to digital assets.
Good morning. If you don't mind me asking sort of a more philosophical question here. So I'm sure you're familiar, the whole idea of cryptocurrency, right? Or the whole idea behind the Bitcoin white paper is to cut out the intermediary and to cut out the bank and to have like this kind of trustless interaction. And you actually use the word trust, but the idea is that you don't need a trusted third party in the cryptocurrency world. So why does cryptocurrency actually need a bank?
So, look, I think that's a very interesting point and a debate that, I think we'll probably rage on for some time. But really, what we're seeing is that our clients are looking to us as that trusted partner. They're not in a space where they want to operate without a bank, without an entity like BNY Mellon, which provides trust based on the reputation we've built over the last 200 years, based on our risk frameworks, based on the licenses that we have from a regulatory perspective. So I I don't think we're at a stage where we're in a trustless world when it comes to digital assets just yet, and that there's value to be provided by BNY Mellon in this space.
So, Lory, good morning. What kind of data did you have that told you that clients really want this kind of crypto service from you? You said that there was they expressed interest, but were they surveyed? What made it? I know this happened prior to you arriving at BNY Mellon when they really started to get into it, but what was the what were the data points that they received that said, okay, you know what, this is going to be a profitable line of business for us to get into?
Look, a great point. And what I would say to that is, I think, a number of years back, a client coming along and asking for, digital asset custody services was probably interesting a few years ago, but not a material opportunity or one at which, we can scale across different lines of businesses or for different clients. And I think the tipping point, or my understanding, the tipping point is really when you have C-suite folks getting in touch with our executive committee, who are some of our biggest clients across all different lines of business. It then becomes not a single voice, but that becomes a regular drumbeat of client interest in this area. And how do we work together to provide solutions for our clients in this space?
So what have been some of the biggest pain points in making this transition? Like where have the biggest challenges been?
What would I say? Look, I think from perhaps a vague opportunity a number of years ago, and not, I don't mean to repeat myself, but the focus on client demand has really brought this to the top of the house, and then it has resulted in the announcement on February 11th and the creation of the Digital Assets Unit. But I think there's a range of I think there's a range of opportunities for the bank in this area. I think looking at some of the challenges, I think, it's looking at it from a technology perspective. How do we bring in cutting edge technology in relation to digital assets, but also looking at very practical elements around risk and compliance and regulation. We need to constantly and consistently be very mindful of those areas. We may want to run faster, but however, we need to really take stock of the checks and balances in order to provide the services that we're going to bring to our clients in the US and around the world.
So, Lory, this stuff was announced back in February in crypto. That was a lifetime ago. To see services coming out from BNY Mellon.
Forgive me, there was just a slight lag there, Lawrence.
So this stuff was announced back in February. That's quite a long time in the crypto space. How long will it be before we see these products and services come out from BNY Mellon?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, our focus at the moment is on digital asset custody, which will be provided by the end of the year. And that's the time frame that we're working towards, naturally pending regulatory approval as well. But we are absolutely laser focused on getting that service up and running and out the door by the end of the year. There's a great team led by Global Head of Custody, Caroline Butler, Steve Wager, and also Talia Klein, who are doing fantastic work to get those services up and running.
What takes so long? In the crypto space, it's fairly responsive. It takes it, these businesses pop up very quickly. The fact that you guys are the oldest bank in the U.S., is that causing the delay from February of this year to December? Why does it take so long?
Look, I think, if you look at technology projects of this scale and magnitude, they're complex on multiple levels. So we're not a small bank providing a very niche service to a very small part of society. We are a global institution working with some of the largest asset managers, asset owners, and corporates around the world. So we need to be really, really sure in everything that we do. So from an operational perspective, from a technology perspective, risk and reg, and we're being very deliberate and cautious and thoughtful in everything that we do. And with that comes time.